Hi, everyone, and welcome back to I Live for This podcast with your host, me, Trinity the Tuck, and my co host today, Shontelle Sparkles. Hi, Shontelle.
What's going on?
We have our very special guest today, one of my favorite personalities from RuPaul's Drag Race, Kandy Muse.
Yes.
Hi.
Am I the drama? I don't know. Yeah, you have a notorious history with Drag Race, which I live because you are unfiltered, and you know what? That
Quick to call a bitch out.
but that is fierce, though. It's one of the things that the fans love about you.
I feel like we need that. You know what I mean? People are craving it.
Well, you know what it is? I just think that, like, especially now, like, in the new era of Drag Race, people are so afraid to, like, speak their mind and, like,
Filtered.
feels like, bitch, girl, just say it. And, like, if they're going to get upset about it, let them get upset. They'll get over it in 2 days.
Yep.
Yeah,
Don't forget about it.
I think the last 2 seasons have been good about that, where we've had somebody that really just didn't give a fuck about what the fans say, and it's kind of turning an arc back to the original,
The old school Drag Race.
Where drag queens were able to just be drag queens. And
Right.
so would you ever do another season of Drag Race?
You know, I always say I wouldn't because I'm like, well, I was runner-up twice already. Like, what else do I have? But, like, every time, like, a new promo drops for, like, an all-star or something, like, I get a little itch. I'm like, wait, actually, maybe I could go back. But there would have to be some clause in my contract because
Yeah.
I'm not letting no one send me home first. Absolutely not. And I know a bitch will do it on purpose.
Yeah, I would. I've said this before. I would love to do another season. I would love to do a charity season like they're doing now, where again, no eliminations, where you can show everything that you bring.
What would be your charity?
I recently did another reality show, which I can't say. And my charity, and it was for charity, and my charity was for the ACLU Drag Defense Fund.
Okay.
I probably would pick a different charity, something to do with like trans youth, or so, I mean, definitely queer related. I would have to look into it a little bit more. Maybe even something, local to Alabama, where I'm originally from, because there's not a lot of resources there. Maybe something to do with AIDS and like AIDS awareness, because I think that that's still something that we can
improve on and get better with.
Yeah. Kandy, what would your charity be?
I always said that a charity I would choose to be the charity of Kandy Muse.
Bitch.
And all the money will go right back to my pockets because I think that my charity would really need it. I love it.
Well, after getting ready for another drag race, we need charity for our own self.
See,
literally, the money y'all spend.
So, but also like I anytime I'm helping, like I helped a few girls get ready for the New Year's season that's like filming now, whatever, and that whole process of getting ready is so grueling and it's like so tiring. And
it is draining, bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go through that again.
Like, I did hair for some of them, and like, you got to do stuff for people, like, because some of them don't have the money right now, but they will after.
Oh,
so
right.
You're pulling strings to make their dreams happen because you really care about these people. And it's like, you're struggling, but you know that it's going to pay off. So I get it. It's a lot.
We need to have Shontelle on Drag Race. You've literally created stars. Like, you and your husband sew a lot of costumes that have been on the runways. You've done hair for literally almost everybody.
And I just don't get it. I mean, it's all about what they're looking for, I guess. But we'll see.
Timing.
Yeah.
It's very that.
I agree. Shontelle, what would your charity be?
I was thinking about it the other day when I was watching Drag Race, and then when we went, because I go scuba diving pretty frequently, and I honestly would probably do a charity for like the ocean restoration and like coral restoration.
Yeah, I partnered with the Coral Reef Society years ago, and they're like a legit ocean.
I just feel like, because like from diving and just going underwater and stuff, there's so much coral that is like bleached and just killed. It looks nothing like what it used to be, and there's so much damage and trash. Like we were in our boat, like going out to the middle to get ready to go dive, and they had to stop like multiple times to pick up trash in the ocean just because like there's so much trash still.
Yeah.
So it's like,
when you're
I would do a charity for
there's
that.
tons of trash.
Yeah. So that would be my charity. I want to save the ocean.
Girl, Miss Kandy, you see what that happened just right over. Right over her.
She calls me dumb, but the apple don't fall far from the tree.
Bitch, do you even get the joke, what I just said?
No, all I heard was trash.
Exactly. I said anytime you're in the ocean, there's trash.
Bitch, fuck you.
I was going to make another joke, too, about all the coral being bleached. Well, if there's a bunch of bottoms swimming near the coral and their assholes are bleached, hello, that's what happens.
Right, the product seeping out of their assholes.
Well, let's get into it. We have a couple of interesting topics to talk about. The first one is, speaking of charity, RuPaul raises $2 million for the Drag Defense Fund, the ACLU Drag Defense Fund, along with MTV and World of Wonder. And I know, like, we've kind of moved a little past this with politics. Like, I feel like not so much policies are coming forward against drag as much because they're just not winning. But is that my phone?
Oh, sorry, that's my laptop.
Oh.
I'm like, wait, how do I?
Oh, she's doing a noisy, creepy
It's Angie. She's like nonstop texting.
She had a sudden idea.
Wait, if I put "Do Not Disturb" on my phone, does it do it on my laptop as well?
Oh, I don't know. Tracy?
The light bulb has appeared above
Oh,
her head.
it does. Okay, it does.
Okay, work. So, charity, Drag Defense Fund. Oh, yeah, so there's not as many laws being made about drag, but tons about trans and even more about LGBT as a whole. But that's awesome that RuPaul's raised $2 million. Do you think that she's personally donated money out of her own pocket?
I don't know, to be honest.
I don't know. On All Stars 8, our main, every time commercials or all that, ACLU was like our main focus point. And like when we do press, it was all about the ACLU because we were really focused on that.
Yeah.
So I don't know if RuPaul herself has donated from her pocket. Maybe she has, or maybe in her mind she thinks, well,
using my name is
I'm using the name.
Yeah.
You use my platform, which to each their own.
I
but also it's one of those things where like, even till this day, because I know that it's like you said, like we've like moved past, but I still think it's so important, especially like around Pride season, because like you really see like the homophobic acts come out during Pride season, and I still think it's very important to like still donate and still like educate yourself, because not a lot of people, even though they've raised over $2 million, not a lot of people are familiar with the ACLU the way they should be, even in our own community. So I think people should educate themselves a little bit about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's definitely a good charity to donate to. And even if RuPaul didn't personally donate, she's using her platform.
Right.
She Drag Race every episode. Go vote, register to vote. So
she is in their faces.
I think that's fierce. Also, I don't know if either one of y'all have read her book. I surely have not read it, but I have been listening.
She has collected it though.
But I've been listening to it. I do own it. I do encourage you to buy the book because
the audio book.
But the audio book, she reads it, and it.
I was gonna check it out, to be honest, because it's on Spotify, I believe.
Yes, it is so interesting. Right now, I'm at the point, and she's going through her entire career where she just left New York and she's like down and out. This is after she found some success, and then now she's like hit rock bottom again. So it's really good. And she's like reading.
Does she voice it?
Yeah, she reads it herself.
Oh, bitch, that's fierce.
It's fierce. Our next topic is also in politics. I'm sure you're both familiar with this name, Marjorie Taylor Greene. She was recently mocked for comparing Trump to Jesus. And what I found interesting, somebody was like, did Jesus pay off porn stars too? And I find this so strange. Like, you would think just like a normal person with common sense would think what's happening with politics and how the MAGA people think that it's common sense. You're literally stupid. Like,
Dumb.
you're comparing Trump, who is a serial criminal,
A convicted felon.
yeah, a convicted felon, to Jesus, and like somebody that's like cheated on every one of his wives, who has lied and cheated and stolen to get anything and everything he ever has done, who compares Putin and Kim Jong-un to like the best presidents ever. Like, how is this anything next to godliness? I find it so crazy. And she's so cringe. Have y'all ever seen her audition for American Idol?
No.
Oh.
She didn't make it to. She was like one of those that did awful. But look it up. She auditioned for American Idol, and it is cringe. And now,
Did she sing?
no. It's like a precursor to how she is. She's literally an actress. Like, she does this for games. She does this. It's so easy. I feel like so many politicians and people that
They're doing it for the clout.
they do it for the clout. They do it to garner support, which
And money. Yeah.
and notoriety.
It's all about the money.
With these stupid MAGA people who literally are just eating it up. It's so crazy. What do y'all think?
It's almost like a cult, honestly, and it's honestly kind of scary. I know that they say like, oh, America is the most free country in the world, and whatever the fuck they say, but it's wild being in a country where like people follow Donald Trump that hard, and then not only that, but they also try to like throw their religious beliefs on us, and that we should live our lives based on a little book that was made
and rewritten multiple times.
Rewritten, and listen, everyone's entitled to believe whatever they want to believe, right? I'm personally, I believe in the universe. I don't believe just a man in a white cloth dress in the sky watching me do sins, and so for you to not only throw your religion on me, but then also like Trump. I'm sorry, how delusional do you have to be? And specifically, I'm talking to y'all, the brown people that live for Trump, which I don't understand. It's almost like an oxymoron. How do you look at someone that has so much hatred, and hatred groups, and think, oh, this is the president for me? Like, make America great again. It's like you don't sound, that doesn't sound crazy to you?
Well, girl, like, y'all heard they're trying to make where the like being interracial couples getting married goes back to the states to decide if people can legally get married if they're from a different race. And I'm thinking to myself, how are you going to regulate that? Because most people nowadays
have some sort of mixture.
Yeah, they're mixed race
ethnicity.
Yeah, so like, how
it's based on skin color, and that's where it's just like, okay, so we, as much as we've progressed in the last 60 years, I mean, how much? Yes, we have, but people's mentalities, and the gag is like, all that is taught at home. I always say like, all those lessons are taught when you're a child growing up in your house, and then you learn all that hatred and bigotry and racism from whoever's your caretaker in your household. So,
and the thing is the majority of Americans don't care about these topics. They don't care about these topics. What they care about is having livable wages, having
literally
livable costs of food, of rent, of mortgages, being able to provide for their families, being able to buy a house, being able to go to college, being able
Just to be able to live,
being
period.
able to pay for their hospital bills. Like, these are the things that people care about, and none of that gets done. None of this gets done in our government right now. None of it.
Well, I feel like they're using all this stuff that they're talking about to like camouflage the real issues, which is like prices going up and all the other things that you had listed, so that we don't, focus on that.
It's crazy. I need to look into it, so don't quote me, but I just saw a TikTok today where there's a state that has found 1.3 billion dollars that they don't know where that came from in the government. They don't know where it came from, and so they're trying to figure out what to do with 1.3 billion dollars. You don't know where that came from. This shows how unorganized our governments are. Like, it's so bizarre what we're arguing about, and like we're having to decide between a felon and a guy who has donated money to a genocide. Like, that is our two party leaders that we have to decide between. And yes, we can vote for a third party, but they're not going to win, unfortunately.
Well, especially, I feel like if the third party really wanted to win, they'd already be pushing themselves.
Well, there is another candidate who I think he's RFK. He's like one of the Kennedy people. Not that I would vote for him, but like he's like one that's getting some traction. But even if people were to vote for him, it's still so split that Trump would probably win. And he might still win. But I feel like we really have got to get past this Trump era of government. And as much as I don't like Biden, I mean, like, I don't think not voting is the answer, and I don't think writing in some random person is the answer.
Yeah, I think that specifically, with the election year and stuff, everyone's mentality right now. It's like, oh well, it's two shit candidates. Like, yes, while that is true, I would much rather be living in Biden's America than going back to a Trump presidency.
Period.
Because this is hypothetically, right? Let's just say Biden wins again. Realistically, when we see that man out in the world, that man is at 1% battery. Is that man going to last another 4 years on this earth? I don't know. But let's say, people die every day, and let's just say Biden goes to sleep peacefully.
What would happen if he died?
Well, the vice president will become president.
Okay, and who's the vice right now?
Oh my!
Isn't it Kamala?
Oh my! Yes. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Good, Shontelle. Good. Yay!
Yay! I did something. No, but seriously,
yeah, she would become president, and then I don't know how if there would be another vice president, or if they would just appoint somebody. I don't know how that works, because I don't think that it's not in my lifetime that I've seen that happen. So,
do you think Kamala would do anything more than what he's doing?
No, I don't think either one of them are good representations. I think we need an overhaul of our government. Like,
we do, bitch. We need the Hunger Games.
There needs to be a whole. And the thing is I just don't know if that's going to happen. Like, it's just like.
And you know what? Also, they need to. Okay, you know how you need to be 21 to drink. You need to be 25 to rent a car. You need to be.
There's just a lot of ass backwards things.
Well, there needs to be an age limit on presidencies. I don't think you should be 70 years old running a country.
No.
Well,
same for the House. Like, why we got all these people that have been in there for like ever?
Oh, there should be term limits on every branch of government. The Supreme Court.
Bitch, we need people that live in our shoes too, that know both sides, that can be like, okay, this is clearly isn't fair.
Every 5 years, we need to vote if they can stay in power, or we get somebody new. Every 5 years for Supreme, in governors, everything needs major term limits.
Yes,
there should not be somebody.
Evolution.
Girl, look at what's his name? The one from Kentucky who's melted face. What's his name? He looks like a
Oh my
turtle.
god.
I can't think of his name right now. Girl, he's literally like a walking zombie and still in the government. What are we doing here? Let's move on to our next topic. And this is something a little bit more lighthearted and fun. Me and Kenny both have done All Star, so this will be fun for us. So every season of RuPaul's Drag Race was ranked best to worst by Pink News, and I'm just going to quickly go over how they ranked. Um, they also included like the international All Stars, but I'm not gonna. I don't think we should do that. I think we should just focus on
Yeah.
the seasons that we have in the U.S. So All Stars 8 was ranked 11. All Stars 1 was ranked 10. All Stars 9 was ranked, or Canada versus the World season 1 was ranked 9. All Stars 5 was 8. Drag Race UK versus the World season 1 was ranked 7. All Stars 3 was 6. Drag Race UK versus the World season 2 was ranked 5. All Stars 4 was 4. All Stars 6 was 3. All Stars 7 was 2. And All Stars 2 was 1. Kandy, based off of All Stars 1 through 9 in the US, how would you rank the All Stars?
Okay. First of all, obviously, as someone that was on All Stars 8, I disagree with All Stars 8 being the last one. Do I think it was the best All Star season? No. Do I think there were much worse seasons? Yes. At dead last, All Stars 5. I would put, because even All Stars 1, yes, it was weird with the teams, but it was like some great queens at that time. You were excited to see them. So All Stars 5 for me would be the last. All Stars, so 5, then 1, then I would put 8, then 6, 4 and 2 for me are some of the best seasons because of the drama of the queens. And then I would put 2, 4, 3, and then everything else trickles down from there. I don't know the rest, but 6. Actually, I would put even 6 low too because I think 6 was a boring season as well.
Girl, and everybody lives for season 6. So my ranking would be All Stars 2, All Stars 7,
Yes, 7 is up there as well for me.
Yeah, All Stars 2, All Stars 7, All Stars 4. Then I would do All Stars. I'm liking 9. So I would put All Stars 9. I would do All Stars 3, All Stars 8, All Stars. What am I missing?
1 and 5.
1, 5, and 3. So All Stars 3, All Stars 5, and then All Stars 1. That's my order. So I don't think yours is bottom 3. I think that.
No, I think we have some good drama. I think again, it's also like one of those things where like a lot of the girls that are now on 9. I know that a lot of the girls were gonna do 8 and then like pulled out last minute. So I know it was a lot of scrambling to like get a cast together. But overall, honestly, let me tell you this: I think that if 8 was less than 12 queens, let's just say it was 8 or 10 queens or 9 queens, and there were no eliminations, because the fun we had. Okay, when it was like Kahana, Monica, me, Naisha, like we were all so shady and it was so fun in the workroom, right? And it was a good time. And Naisha's someone that like starts the drama, right? She doesn't care. But when you start getting rid of these characters, the season kind of just
it started flatline, and then the way that they edited it was just like, girl, it was literally just the Jimbo show, and I was
literally, which is crazy because even like at the very end when all the girls came back, there was this scene that didn't air. We had a reunion on the couch where everyone was fighting, and it was so good. Like People were crying, people were going at each other. It was everything, and I was like, "Oh, I cannot wait for people to see this." And then it didn't air, and I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
You're like, she's crying. I can't wait for the world to see this.
Yeah.
Were y'all like bashing Jimbo or something? Like, I wonder.
Oh well, no, it was the bash of Alexis Michelle.
Oh, maybe
I
that.
live.
I mean, so Shontelle, what about you? What do you want to rank yours?
Honestly probably can't rank them because I don't remember all of them. But I will
Shade,
say that
shade. I call shade, bitch.
listen, no, I do remember Kandy season because I remember watching. I'm not just saying that. That was pretty memorable. I remember the season that you were on, and I honestly like this season that's up now.
Yeah, I think.
I think the drag is really good.
Yeah, I'm liking. I think there's a little.
I want the eliminations back.
I like the non-Olympic. I like
No.
being able to see the runways, except for Nina.
Okay, I like the run. Okay, see, so for All Stars 8, when they had Queen of the Fame Games, I don't think it needs to be a competition of who's going to win Fame Games. But I do think that for All Stars and for every season, and they should have done this for season 1, especially a runway-based show where the girls are buying outfits for, I think they should have had, from the very beginning, a fashion show in Untucked or after the show, showing the world what the girls would have worn on the show.
There you go.
You know,
I like that.
You know what? I can go as long as the girls can show what they would have worn.
Right.
I like the idea. I like the idea of doing like the Fashion Queen of the Season award, like
Right.
where somebody that was eliminated wins a certain amount of money based off of their wardrobe. Because
Yeah.
they deserve it. If you put that much money and effort into something, it should be seen. Yeah, you don't get to do the challenges, whatever. I'm fine with that. I do like the non-eliminations. I think there needs to be something more at stake. I think they need to.
Yeah, definitely. There needs to be like more, like you said, like because I feel like what they're doing right now, they're kind of skating by. There's
think
not
to
enough.
allow the girls to steal each other's stars.
Well, here's the thing. I said, you know how they have the top 2 All-Stars of the week, and then the top 2 All-Stars both win a badge, and then the winner gets money for the charity. I think it should be the opposite way. I think the top 2 All-Stars should get money for the charity, and the winner of the lip sync gets the badge. Because
That's fierce.
Because then now you want to win the lip sync. Because
I like that.
you know,
Because
I think that would be cool, but also if you win the lip sync, you have to take a badge from somebody else and give it to another queen.
Ooh, the drama.
See, that would make it dramatic, bitch. And that would shake it up so fiercely. There would be so much drama. And then people would not care if people were eliminated or not, because that has stakes. And that would immediately make people say, oh, yes, I do have an alliance.
I think right now, I mean, I'm probably just whatever, but I feel like they are going easy on the girls this season. They're being like, we're not going to eliminate you. We're going to keep it really just flatline. Make sure you have a good time.
They did this. And it's probably going to be the direction that they go with at least some of the seasons, like charity seasons of All Stars, because some of these girls wouldn't have come back. It's such a risk for a girl to come back, especially if you did well on your original seasons.
Well, they probably also don't want to scare future contestants.
Yeah, so it makes sense why they are doing a non-elimination, because I mean, all the winners were like, we're not coming back if there's eliminations. Like, that's just not.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because now, even after All Star 7, when I got the call for 8, it never not once crossed my mind like, oh, like, is it elimination or not? Otherwise, I'm not coming back. Because when they asked, I was just like, oh yeah, sure, like I'll do it. Why the fuck not? Yeah. And then now the girls are like, well, I'm not coming back unless it's non-elimination.
Well, if you look, some of the girls literally, that ruins their career. It literally ruined their career. Look at like not ruin, but like it definitely
waters them down.
Coco, for example, did so well her original season and then went home first on her All Star. So,
and people always remember that one part.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, you know, maybe I don't want to do this. Kandy, was there anything that like that didn't air that you had like major grievances with another girl, or did all of that get aired on TV?
I think the only thing that didn't air was that whole fight, but otherwise I think everything aired. Everything Well, not everything. There were some things that were watered down and edited down, like stuff that obviously they couldn't show. But for the most part, I mean, again, it was one of those things where, like, while we were there halfway through the season, and they showed this on the episode when RuPaul came in and like yelled at us for like wanting to quit. That day specifically, I remember I wanted to quit, Lala wanted to quit, Alexis, Kahana, and then that's when Jimbo told production, she was like, y'all need to bring RuPaul in here because like y'all want to go from a top 6 to a top 2, and we're like we still have like 4 episodes left. And that's when RuPaul came in. It was kind of just like, I don't know. I think that it was just weird.
Why did y'all want to quit? What was the reasoning that y'all wanted to quit?
There were just, listen, I'm not going to say that there was like favoritism, but listen, you're not going to tell me that all of a sudden we're on the main stage and Jimbo wins the challenge and then the lipstick assassin is Pangina. How that happened? Yeah. How that happened?
Yeah.
And I have a theory. I think, okay, so if you go back to episode 1, I think that in my girl group, my verse was the best. The absolute best. And I'm not even being just biased because it's me. Other people have told me. And it's like lyrically, the performance, everything's the best. There's no way Kahana won that against me. Now, if we're basing it on like the mini challenge runway, that's different. But this is the challenge. The girl group, I won that. So, and then Aja was a lipstick assassin. Now, I said, wow, what a missed opportunity to not have me and Aja lip sync.
Oh, right.
Okay. Then the next week happens, Jimbo and Pangina are lipstick assassins. So in my mind, I said, oh, I get it. I couldn't be the assassin last week because how would it look like if 1 week is Kandy and Aja, the next week is Jimbo and Pangina? What's beneficial to the show? Jimbo and Pangina, because it happened on their show in another, you know?
Yeah.
So it was this weird stuff happening. And then, like, you know, I think I trusted too much in my storyline producer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's a mistake that any of us make. You know, I want to preface this, too. I love the show. I think it's an amazing show. I think it's such a good TV show. And this is no shade to the show. It's a TV show. It's a very produced TV show. I don't care what anybody says. It is very, very produced, and that is okay. It's a TV show. But I think that is something the girls need to realize before they go on the show in their original season, and also especially for All Stars, that it is a very, very heavily produced season. I wouldn't say that they tell you to say certain things, but I do think that they do sway things depending on the storyline or the direction they're wanting the show to go in. It is a TV show. It's a TV show first and a competition second.
You can always hear it too. It's like they'll be like, so and so, how are you feeling about today? You know what I mean? They always ask you to tell you, oh, say this. You know what I'm saying? So they are swaying it.
I don't think that they tell you to say stuff. They do ask prompts, like for you to talk about topics.
Yeah.
But
so it's kind of like swaying it.
But that's more just so they can further the storyline of everyone, not just the winner. But they do have certain like things that they want you to talk about. But they, like, in my experience, they've never told me to say something specific. Like, they've never said, Trinity, say you hate pheromone. They've never said that. They've said, maybe they would say, Trinity, how do you feel about pheromone? They would say that versus, you know, there's no like, you need to say this. But it is a TV show. Is there any, what is the challenge from All Stars that you think that you should have won that you didn't win?
See, I think that what hindered us was the lipstick assassin. I think by the time All Stars 8 came around, we were kind of over the whole assassin thing because it only gives the position of one girl to become winner of the week instead of 2.
Yeah.
And I think that if there were weeks that were 2, I would have won week 1. I would have been in the top for week 1. And then I would have been in the top with Jimbo for our movie trailer. So I would have ended the season right along with Jimbo with 3 to 4 wins as well. But again, and then obviously I won the Rusical and the makeover. Um, but yeah, those were two. I think the movie trailer and then the girl group. Yeah, because then the other ones I was like either I was high for the ball and then I was safe for a few. But I think that yeah, I'm glad they don't have the lipstick assassin format anymore. That way it gives two girls opportunity to win, and I think it's more fun when you see two girls from the same season like lip sync
Yeah.
for the money instead of like a girl that's not on the season and it's yeah.
Now, do you think that you won the final lip sync?
I know people watch it and tell me that I won the final lip sync. I'm very critical of myself, so I watched the final lip sync back, and I'm like, not my best lip sync. I've done better, even on that season. Like my the one I did with Nigeria, the Grace Jones one, to me is one of my favorite lip syncs I've ever done. But yeah, I thought the final lip sync was cute. It was good. I thought that I was watching it and I'm like, there's some things I wouldn't have done. I would have done each like lyrics different, and yeah. So I low key try to erase All Stars 8 out of my memory.
Yeah.
Like 13 to me is like it's such a special place in my heart because we filmed it during the pandemic and like the producers, RuPaul, and everyone was so happy to have us there because it was the fucking pandemic, and and when your original season is airing on a Friday night that the whole world is watching at one time, it's different than All Stars. So it's so with All Stars, I loved it. I had a great time. It was like summer camp. It was nice to see all the producers and camera people again and be there with the girls. But
Yeah.
My favorite Kandy moment out of every Kandy moment on the show was when RuPaul you got eliminated on your original season. You were in the yellow sundress with that hair. You're crying, and RuPaul says, "Kandy, wait," and you go,
and you turn around.
You go, what? It was the best moment ever, bitch, because you were literally gagged. You were just like, ah!
I was, and the gag was, I swear, she was gonna say like, "Oh, like we need to like either redo the elimination or like move away from my camera, get in front of the camera." I had no idea she was gonna do that. I remember when she eliminated me, I was just like, "Fuck!" I was like, I got eliminated before Elliot. I'm so fucking annoyed.
She actually wrote me. I had said something, and I should say this. I was a little shady, and Elliot, if you're listening, I do apologize.
She's not listening to this episode.
Well, she's like, fuck her.
If she is, I do apologize. I wish I was being shady. On a podcast with Monet recently, I had brought up the fact that I was in LA and I went to the Louboutin shoe sale, and you had to have an invitation to go. And she was there. I don't know Elliot like that, and I just thought it was kind of weird that she like ran up to me and was like having a conversation like we were like best Judies. And also, and this is not shady, this is just me being real, she kind of just weirds me out a little bit. And so I made a shady remark on that podcast where I was like, why the fuck is she talking to me? And she like because I followed her and she followed me on social media, and she messaged me, and I didn't read it, but I know like it was probably her telling me how shady I was, but and then she unfollowed me on social media, but I do apologize, honestly. I do apologize because I shouldn't have been. I don't like being shady for no reason. Like she didn't provoke me. She's never done anything to me. I shouldn't have been shady like that, but she does weird me out. And I could see how you wouldn't have wanted to be eliminated before her, but she is a fierce performer. Like she's a
performer that she is.
Yeah, she is a fierce performer. Let's move on to our next topic, which is, am I the asshole? So I read these short stories, and I'm sure you've heard these on stuff like that, where it's like little short stories of like, am I the asshole? And then we give our opinions on this. I haven't read this either, so I'm going to read it, and then we can give our opinion. Am I the asshole for how I reacted to my spouse leaving a mess after using my new espresso machine and banning him from using it. My SO30, I don't know what that means. Anyway, my husband, 30, got me, 30, an espresso machine for my birthday, which I have been wanting for many years. On my birthday, he was so excited, he started opening and unwrapping, not that it matters, just to clarify, but he did unwrap the espresso machine before I even had a chance, and I had to gently joke and remind him I would like to unbox them myself. Yesterday was the first day that we used the machine. I was excited to use it and made a few drinks for us, and he made one too. He kept offering to make me a latte, and I had to remind him that I would like to try it out since I just got it. Today, I woke up and went to use it, finding a mess of coffee grinds and water all over the counter and accessories. I know he had an appointment to get to, and he took the dogs out so I could sleep in. I cleaned up the mess and made my coffee. As I'm steaming the milk, he asked me if I filled the milk to the line and reminds me there is a max and minimum line on the cup and that it looks overfilled. Not gonna lie, it annoyed me at this as I used it multiple times yesterday and he saw me reading the directions. I feel like he talks to me like I'm dumb or a child because he used it once and is an expert, even though I made him a latte yesterday and we had the machine the same amount of time. I have also used my mom's espresso machine and steamed milk on it, whereas he has never done that before. Also, I don't go up to him when he's cooking and ask if he knows how to turn on the oven and if he knows there's different temperatures. When he came home, he made it himself another coffee. I go to make a second drink, and again, there's a mess of grinds and water everywhere.
No, ma'am.
I became frustrated because it's my second day with the new gift, and I want to be able to use it without having to clean up after him. He was in the restroom when I found a mess, so I texted him, I would really appreciate it if you cleaned up after yourself. I already cleaned up after you once. If this is going to be another area that I have to clean up after you to use it, then you're not allowed to use it. I feel like I have to come behind him and keep tidying up. Am I the asshole? So I have a couple of opinions about this.
I was gonna say,
y'all go ahead and say yours. I have a couple.
I don't think she's using this espresso machine as an excuse. I think there is much more.
It's untold story here.
I think that she thought she knew who she married, and I think once I don't know how long they've been living together, but I can imagine they're living together now and they're married. I think now she's like, wait, what did I get myself into? Because if you think that your partner is treating you like a child and like you're dumb, then there's issues.
Oh yes.
Oh yes.
I can't stand when someone talks down to me or treats me like I'm stupid. I'm like, bitch, I know how to use a fucking espresso machine. So it's like, no, ma'am. She obviously, like you said, knows, or we have untold. There's more to this story, but he's definitely the asshole. Like, if you can, first off, you should be cleaning up after yourself. Period.
Right. I kind of think they're both an asshole, and this is why. I think that he's an asshole for not cleaning up after himself, especially, once okay, twice not okay, but. She told him this time, so if he does it again, then definitely he's an idiot. But like she said before, he was rushing. He took out the dog so she could sleep in. Yeah, he left a mess, but he was rushing and he did something else, so it kind of like counterbalances and whatnot. But the second time, that's no excuse. But she seems like a control freak, and also there seems to be an underlining issue other than that. And also, if you ask for a gift that is to be used by people in
the house,
yes, a house gift, then you cannot be mad at him for using it. Like,
yeah, but he shouldn't have opened it up. If that was her present, she should have opened it up and hooked it up.
True.
That's true. I mean, that's why I'm saying both seem like the asshole here, and both there seems to be an underlining issue that they.
It's almost like he bought the gift for her so that he could use it.
Yeah, there definitely needs
Because
to be.
I'll be honest, sometimes I do that. I'll be like, "You need this? Okay, I'm gonna get it," and then we end up using it.
Well, there definitely needs to be some more conversation because there's something else going on.
Yeah.
The next topic is, would I be the asshole? And this one's really short. Would I be the asshole if I told my coworker to stop eating and chopping food at his desk? Like clockwork every day, the coworker who sits at the desk next to mine is chopping food on a cutting board, loudly chomping on lettuce, celery, like it sounds like a cartoon character, and eating smelly hard-boiled eggs, sometimes liver,
Ew.
at least a couple
The
times a
worst.
week. It happens twice in one day, morning and afternoon. But he literally does it all the time. And eating hard-boiled eggs, ew. At least
Ew.
once every day. We have multiple break rooms in our office building with the kitchen set up and seating, all at which are almost never busy. I find the sound and the smell to be very disruptive. I have had a handful of coworkers share that it bothers them too. We've had issues with the same individual farting at his desk.
I was just about to say, the farts are out of the world.
And a few coworkers and I awkwardly had to ask his manager to talk to him about this, which is why we are nervous to speak to him again. I don't want to come off as rude or hurt his feelings, but I'm pretty sure I can speak for everyone else around that we are all pretty fed up with this happening every day. What is the advice you would give me? Greatly appreciated.
For me, I feel like she just needs to go to the boss and just say, "Listen, this is not okay. He stinks, or they stink, or and it's too much."
Isn't there? Don't workplaces have rules on
Where you eat.
like where you eat and what you can and cannot bring to work to eat? Um, also, uh, you- here's my thing: if you're gonna eat your food in the break room or whatever, fine, whatever. But at the desk where there are people around you, like you have no consideration for anyone else.
Like, for some people could be like interpreting or doing something on the computer. Yeah, totally too much.
Yeah, I think that it especially if they have multiple break rooms, like obviously that is where if you're gonna cook or prepare food or eat something that is odorsome, is that a word? You do that there. Having a candy bar or like a power bar or something like that at your desk is different than hard-boiled eggs where people
Cooking a whole damn meal at
yeah
your desk.
that would have like a smell sensitivity.
She's gonna pull out the frying pan next.
Girl, they do make those. They do make desktop cookers.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it.
Very interesting. Well, I want to move on to a couple of topics about you, Kandy. You have a new WoW Presents show called Slaycation with Carrie Colby, Luxmore London, Lawrence Cheney. Can you tell the listeners about that?
Yes, so it's actually on Crave Canada. It'll be on television in Canada and then on WoW Presents Plus all over the world. So Slaycation is pretty much the way it was pitched to me. It's like Housewives, Girls Trip, where they get different girls from different franchises and send them to whatever location. So yeah, we have it's me, Carrie Colby, Lawrence Cheney, Boa, Jada Sheila Hudson, and Lux New London. Um, we are in somewhere in Canada. I don't know if they said the location or not, so I'm not gonna say that. But we're somewhere in the snowy mountains of Canada, and we're in a winter cabin for a week. And every single day, each girl. I don't know if have they told everyone what the show. The point is six girls. We're in a cabin for a week, and at the very end of this week, we do a huge performance throughout the week. We're like putting together a performance and lyrics and dance and all this. And then at the very end of the week, we do a huge performance for the town. There's more stuff within the week. I don't know if I can say details on it yet, but it's really fun. I think it's their way of trying something new. It's a Drag Race adjacent show. It's their way. The fans have been asking for like something like Big Mother for a while now. So I think this is the way of maybe testing the waters of how it would be putting Rude Girls in a house together. And let me tell you, it's very different from filming Drag Race, but it's a very fun show. It comes out this winter. It's going to be a very wholesome show.
Oh, there's not drama.
No, there is drama.
Oh, okay.
Well, in terms of like, it's not a competition. It's you get to see these girls interact. We cook dinners. We get in the jacuzzi. We bring boys. We make out with boys. It's gonna be like
yes. It's like the real world, but for
it's very the real world.
Yeah, I live.
That's fierce. I'm gonna watch because
it's super exciting. I'm very excited.
There's a couple of y'all that have such strong personalities just by the people that I named alone. That like that I just already can think there's definitely drama. There's definitely drama. I can't wait, bitch. Yes, and I hope that they cast me next, bitch. I would love to do that.
I think a few of you girls need to do it because let me tell you, it's such a fun show, but just living with the girls, it's kind of crazy.
That's fierce. I can't wait. So also you have a show. Is this something that is continuing, or was it a one-time thing where you have a House of Muse production with Shay, Jada, and Simone?
Yeah, so we just did the very first House of Muse production show here in New York City. We did our Pride kickoff on June 1st. It was Jada, Shay, Simone, me, and Tsunami, and it's the first of many. I think we want to plan the next one around Halloween. I am just enjoying. Before Drag Race, I used to do a lot of party producing and booking the girls here in New York. Me and Frankie Sharp were partners and stuff here in New York. And we would book a lot of the girls. And obviously, after Drag Race, I kind of got busy with being on the road and stuff. But I'm enjoying going back to party producing and putting together shows and parties because anyone that knows me knows I'm a party girl. So, I mean, you've been on tour with me.
Yes, ma'am.
Every city, every bar we're going. But I just enjoy bringing the girls out to New York, and it's a different kind of when you're booked for a show, you do 2 numbers and a meet and greet and all this. The way we did things different here, we did a cocktail hour with the fans and kind of just like, it was cute. We walked around, met everyone, took selfies. Like it wasn't like a step and repeat.
Yeah, it was like a mix and mingle.
That's cute.
It was a mix and mingle. It was so cute. Everyone loved it. The girls loved it. The fans loved it. It was amazing. And then we did like a group number because the point is I want the girls to come, party with the people, and just have a good time. It's not necessarily like shows on shows. Because I do think in this day and age, drag shows are becoming a little bit repetitive, and we're becoming suffocated with drag shows.
Yeah.
And when I'm going out, it's no shade. I don't want to see 50 drag shows in one night.
Yeah, this is basically just a big party.
It's a big old party. You get to party with the girls. Oh yeah, no, literally, the girls were walking around, partying with everyone, having a good time. It was super super fun. So yeah, that's my new endeavors. I'm starting to look for things that don't involve me being on the road. I love being on the road. It's exhausting on the body.
Yeah. I think that's fierce. I think that's so.
Yeah.
Do you have another one coming up that you want to plug for people to buy tickets for?
We are still working on the one for Halloween. We're planning on that around the release of House of Villains season 2. So we're just working on that soon on more details on that.
Fierce. Okay, so House of Villains. Is there anything else you want to plug with TV shows?
Yes, y'all, stay tuned. So obviously, Slaycation comes out this winter. House of Villains season 2 airs this fall on Peacock and E. I'm super excited for that. That one was crazy. And do you think there's drama on Slaycation? No, baby. House of Villains is.
I'm gonna be watching that bitch. I love that show
more than the first season because the first season was.
Oh, baby! I think the first season they were testing the waters. It was the pilot season. This season 2 is very more locked in. We know the challenges are harder, physical challenges.
Oh wow,
girl! The drama is so good. Whoever casted the show, they knew exactly who they were casting and why they were casting them.
That's
Just being there alone with New York is wild because she's a character.
oh,
She's
she's
back.
fun. She's so fun.
She's a fun girl. She's a character. And and again, we have competitors like Richard from Survivor who are competitors, or like Wes. These people who play
Love
really good.
Wes.
The
Yeah.
people who play really good mind games and play these games, and then there are people who aren't from competition shows like Teresa, who are kind of learning the ropes of it. So it is gonna be. I'm really excited for that one. Oh, they keep calling me every day, telling me how good the show is. I'm like,
Oh, I can't wait.
it's so good. The drama is so fucking good, bitch.
Shontelle, would you ever do like a physical reality show? Like
What do you mean physical?
like where you had to do
Like the challenge.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I'm super competitive. So when it comes to like doing stuff, definitely.
I think you would be good at like a competition base where you like have to do those kind of challenges.
Yeah, because I feel like I have a lot more common sense than most people would think. Like, I feel like a lot of people overthink things, and a lot of stuff is more just like, it's practical. Like, but it's always different when you
ones are hard because there was a challenge in House of Villains.
Yeah.
It was extremely physical, and I gave up. I was like,
Did you have to be in drag the whole time?
So I was only in drag for eliminations and for like some confessionals.
Love that. Okay, love that.
Yeah, that would have been
and living in the house of the boy. It was also, it's hard because on Drag Race we're given time to get ready, right? And I was like, look, y'all, I need a 3-hour window.
Is there like alliances or anything?
Baby, there are alliances. There is betrayal. There's backstabbery. I'm not gonna vote for you, and then the person votes for it.
Ooh, I can't wait.
I'm ready for it.
I get so excited because I'm just like, these people. It's how on Drag Race now we're like, oh, well, they're not gonna bring drama because everyone's so afraid of what the fans think. Oh, these people don't give a shit.
Oh, they don't care.
Oh, it's a whole different show.
I mean, it's called House of Villains. You can't be mad at what's happening.
Right, you knew what you was getting into.
It's the name of the game. Let me tell you. And we're also living in a beautiful house. But obviously, there's roommates and there's cameras everywhere, and you can't really have a private conversation because everything's recorded. So, and somehow everyone knows everything you're talking about. The alliances aren't that secret. So.
Oh, girl, fierce.
I'm a very blunt person too, so I mean, if it was House of Villains and you knew going in, you could just say whatever and just that would be 100%. So much easier.
And also, the cool thing about it is, while it is House of Villains and there is drama, it's also fun because it's campy. We're making fun of reality TV while also competing on a reality TV show. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it too.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I like the first season. We're going to move on to another segment called Back in the Day Gay. And this is where the fans want to know your first experience figuring out that you're queer. Like that you it clicked in your head. Maybe it was something romantic, or maybe it was like clothing, like you tried on your grandmother something or another. What was yours? What was your first moment?
It was a few things because I remember in the 3rd grade, I had a crush on a girl. But like now, thinking back now, I don't know if I had a crush on her more than I wanted to be her. Well, here we are now. But I used to put on my grandmother's red lipstick, and I would take her head wraps to school and dance Taylor Cruz in front of the class. It was like the 3rd grade and stuff. And then between the 3rd grade and the 4th grade, the Cheetah Girls movie came out, and I remember being obsessed with the Cheetah Girls. And for my 4th grade birthday, my mother got me a CD player and a CD of the Cheetah Girls soundtrack, and I would take it to school. That's a queer little child listening to the Cheetah Girls in class. So I think from there, I think I was different. You don't know you're right. A boy, but it's something different here. Yeah.
That's fierce.
Yeah. Come on, Cheetah Girls.
Our last, well, not our last segment. Our next to last segment is called I Call Shade. And this is just where we take something that has happened that is shady. Either you were shady, somebody was shady to you, or you saw something shady online. let's talk about it. What is yours?
You know, I call shade. I'm gonna call shade on myself because if I can go back in time now to All Stars 8, I would have picked Jimbo's lipstick to go home.
Oh,
You know, but let me tell you the tea. I couldn't because Jessica Wilde did not. She goes, sister, you know you need to send me home. If you send Jimbo home, everyone's going to hate you. And I was like, oh fuck yeah, whatever. If I can go back in time now, I would have. Because then it would have been between me and Jessica. I would have sent Jimbo home.
but so for your season, remind me, there wasn't a top 2, so you were the winner, and so you're the only person picking the lipstick.
So yeah, so the winner picks one lipstick, and then the group vote picks another lipstick.
Okay,
Like,
so did everybody pick Jessica? Like the group picked Jessica, and you picked Jessica?
So by the time it was so we went from a top 3 to a top 2, and it was the first time they've ever done that. So it was just me, Jimbo, and Jessica. I won that final challenge to make over, and Jimbo and Jessica had to vote for each other. So it cancels out, and the vote goes back to me.
So literally, you had the power because
I literally had the power to choose who was going to win the show, who was going to go to the finale.
Did you know that Jimbo was like up for winning at that moment? Like the show in general.
I think there's a little rumor going around where people say, you know, that I didn't want to do the final lip sync because the song was switched last minute and so on and so forth. And there was a slight moment where I thought, oh, bitch, I got this. I was like, she has 4 wins, I have 2. Who cares? Like, when you get to the end, right, who cares? I think it was at the very last day. Or no, it was as the show was airing in my mind. I was like, okay, I don't think it's for me to take. And then throughout the show airing, because remember, when we filmed All Stars and when it aired, it had been a whole year. So for a whole year in my mind, I was convinced, oh, I'm gonna win. I'll be the first plus size Latina All Stars and the Hall of Fame. All the cards were aligned the way they needed to be. But as it was airing, I was like,
But like when you had that lipstick in your hand, like, because you know when you had to choose Jessica or her, when you had the lipstick in your hand, did you know that she was like gonna do well and win?
Well, see, okay, so there was 2 things. I thought, okay, one, I could get rid of Jessica because I know that the final challenge is a performance-based challenge, and Jessica's gonna eat. But I was like, Jimbo also has 4 wins, and like if I get rid of Jimbo now, it'll just be a huge, like, boom. But there was more that went into it too. I was like, okay, I can't just send Jimbo home now after Heidi just left after saying I said I would send Jimbo home. So I'm a little crazy if I send Jimbo home. And Jessica did it was just so many variables that played into it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Maybe I would go back because I feel like I need a redo. I feel like yeah.
Well, my I call shade moment of the week is, and I'm sure y'all can relate to this too. I have 2 because they kind of go together. Literally 2 days ago, I went to, I was craving, like Chipotle or Moe's or something like that. That's what I wanted. And I was like, I'm not going to go to Chipotle because there's all this stuff about Chipotle not giving you enough size portions anymore. Like they're controlling that.
Yeah, they're crazy.
I go to Moe's, and I really like Moe's. So get into Moe's, and this is like where I live. It's in this shopping complex that's not easy to get in and out of. And there's like barely any parking. So I find a parking spot. I have to walk forever to get into the Moe's. I get into Moe's. I'm waiting in this long-ass line. I finally get up there. Girl, there's 2 people working, and they are out of everything.
Oh, I can't stand that shit.
I'm literally saying they're scraping the bottom of the barrels of everything.
And you know there ain't nothing left, and you're just sitting there like, now, bitch, go in the back and get me some more stuff, please.
I'm thinking to myself, I gotta get my food and Joey's food, and like literally there is nothing left. Like they're scraping the bottom, and so I just left. And then I left there and went to McDonald's because it was the only other fast food place I know, kill me. Went to McDonald's. I got Joey's food. I got my nuggets. I got chicken nuggets. And they ask you what kind of sauce you want. So I say barbecue sauce, and normally I hate sauces, but barbecue sauce I'm fine with. I get the bag. Didn't check it. Go home. Get home. They didn't put any of my fucking sauce, and you know those nuggets are disgusting without sauce.
Oh, period. And what's crazy is they went out of their way to ask, like, any sauces?
Girl,
And then you forget.
This is not a isolated incident. Literally, this is like my third time going to a McDonald's and them asking what kind of sauce I want with nuggets and not putting sauce in there.
Oh,
and at different locations.
See, I'm the kind of girl where I eat my nuggets with no sauce.
See, I usually don't like sauce, but I just don't like the way that they taste.
Kandy, I eat it the same way, to be honest.
Yeah, you just out of the bag, just.
I like them like the way they are for some reason. Yeah.
Oh no, sweetie. No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, I call shade moment. So we went camping and on vacation in Florida this past week, and we had to get a rental car. Girl, tell me how we get the rental car, and first off, I hadn't rented a car in a long time, so I don't know how the process works. So when we get in the car, we pull up to go out of the area, and there's like that little like person that checks you out. Well, the lady, first off, we waited behind this guy, and her and this guy was like going at it. And I was like, what is going on? She is cussing him out and telling him where to go, and he had to turn around and reverse, leave. Finally, we get up to her, and I'm just sitting there looking at her, and she's staring at me. And I'm like, I'm trying to leave. And she goes, you and everybody else. And I looked at, literally, I was like, this bitch is ready to cut me and slit my throat. So I looked at her and I was like, well, can you tell me the process and how to get out? And she was like, you need to have this and and I'm not going to let you out until you show me the paperwork. And I was like, I looked at Ethan and I said, well, do you have the paperwork? Like, you're the one that rented this car, so you should know what to do. He's like, no, they didn't tell us to do this. And she's like, well, then you can turn around and da-da-da-da. So I was like, I looked at her and I said, I don't know why you're being a bitch today. I was like, but it's too fucking early for this shit. And she just went off on us. And I was like, where's your fucking manager? She goes, he's right over there too. You want to go talk to him? Because I'll go get him for you. This bitch had no fucks to give. She was ready to cuss us out and get fired all in one morning.
She said, I make $7.50 an hour, bitch. I am not putting up with y'all's bullshit. You need to know what you need to do because I'm not giving you directions, bitch.
She literally was like, I have no fucks to give. And so we basically we reversed and then we went to the other guy and we were like, do you know who this bitch's name is? He goes, it's Elizabeth. I said, will you tell Elizabeth that she's a fucking bitch and she is going to be fired? And so I was like, do you know her last name? He goes, no. And I said, well, I'm going to figure it out. So we wound up like getting through and we didn't even have to pull up our paperwork. All we had to do was tell him our name. So she was just being difficult. She was just trying to be a bitch for no reason. So I was like, whatever. So we finally got out and left. So I call Shade and Elizabeth, you fucking bitch.
Yes, fuck you, Elizabeth.
For real.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so our last thing that we're going to do really quickly is what did you say gay? And this is where we try to figure out what these tweets mean. The first one is interesting because it could really mean anything, and it's from Kandy's Twitter, and you had posted this picture of you holding up Jimbo.
Not her pulling the receipts.
Jimbo. And you didn't put a caption in there. So we need to figure out what did Kandy mean with this Jimbo elimination lipstick.
Well, she already said it.
Exactly that.
It could have meant anything. It could mean like she has drama with somebody else and she's like, oh, you're eliminated. Or maybe this meant what you just told us, that you should have just eliminated Jimbo.
Yeah, we were on a cruise and someone had a Jimbo lipstick and I was like, oh, give me that shit right now. And I was like, yep, this in an alternate universe.
Have you heard anything from Jimbo?
Would have been the winner of All Stars 8.
Right, exactly. No, me and Jimbo are actually really close.
Best friend, bitch, eliminate.
I'm the same way.
Bitch, I would have eliminated your ass first.
Honey. Yeah, love you. kick down the damn hill.
Hello. We have two more. So our next one is Lux Noir London tweeted, "White twinks are truly a species of their own." Shontelle,
Who tweeted this?
Lux Noir London. What do you think she meant by that?
I think it's funny considering her boyfriend's also a white twink.
I mean, it's true. They're kind of crazy.
But they are a species of their own. You know, when you go out to the clubs, those
they're more drag queens than us.
I think she probably meant like the white twinks are the ones that are always harassing the Drag Race girls, especially like the queens of color. Like
especially that, or if you go to the club, they're the ones touching on your hair, like, oh my god,
yes,
work, Slade, your hair looks so good, like,
and they're always ready to say "girl" like more than us, and I'm like, bitch, you might as well get in drag and put on some heels.
Or they'll be like, they're the ones who are like, oh my god, I would do so much better than her.
Yes.
I mean, that's how Sugar and Spice were born, honey. They were at the club yanking on somebody's hair because the next thing you know, they're on TikTok with millions of followers. Our last one is from Silky, and she tweets, "The girls don't wear nails no mo. They don't cover breastplates no mo. They don't melt wigs no more. Hashtag Drag Race." So this clearly means just an episode of Drag Race. Who do you think
she was watching a bitch on the runway. Is she? Hold on. Is that a newer tweet or an older tweet?
I don't know. I'm going.
If she tweeted that during All Stars 9, the only visible breastplate I saw was when Roxy Andrews did the.
This was in January 5th of this year.
Oh, she's talking about the season 16 girls.
Ah,
okay.
Well,
I swear I've seen a couple girls on the show not having nails.
I do think the girls have got. Listen, if you're not, I don't wear breasts. I like the way a flat chest looks with body. It gives you more of a. I like it that way. Or there are sometimes I don't wear pads, but you cinch, and then the outfit has stuff on the sides to give that silhouette of a little body. Because to me, unless you're a skinny girl, when you don't wear body, you look a little mannish. A little like an upside down pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she could have meant it about a lot of girls, but Roxy doesn't wear nails. I remember her telling me one time the only time she ever wears nails is when she does a pageant because they will clock that. But
I think she wears gloves, right?
No, sometimes she doesn't. Recently on Drag Race, she's not even been wearing paint on her nails. They're just her.
Eyelids. She said, "Baby, my face is painted enough."
Yeah, she's like, "Girl, it is. You're gonna live. I'm gonna give you what you like, regardless."
She said, "If you're looking at the nails, something's off."
I'm here to make it clear, polish.
Literally.
I like to wear nails. To me, I don't feel like a woman until girl. I can have all this makeup on, hair, heels. If I don't have on a nail, I feel like a man.
See, I hate nails too, but those nails you gave me, Trin, those are fierce. The sticky ones.
Oh, well, see, I hate wearing nails. I will wear them if I can't wear gloves. I will never have exposed man hands.
Especially them fingernails, bitch.
I know, because I bite them.
Girl, she chews them down to the nubs.
To nubs, sweetie. But I have to have gloves on or I have to have on nails. Yeah. Anyway, this has been such a fun podcast. Thank you so much, Kandy, for being on today. And I can't wait to see you on tour. I'm sure we'll run into each other again. And good luck.
Yes, it was good to meet you finally.
I know.
I always see you everywhere. I'm like, why have we not met yet?
Well, good luck with your shows. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon.